feel so guilty. I haven't done a long form video for you guys literally since the summer, which was a long time ago now. But I thought tonight we have got so much prep to do for a show in the morning. We're going to a dressage test, which is going to be really exciting. But we are taking all 3 horses, which is a whole lot of prep. So I thought I'd bring you along on a nice long form video for a chill afternoon at the farm, getting all 3 horses ready for tomorrow. As you might be able to tell, I am drenched head to toe because I have just washed Tokyo and he is completely clean now. He's just having some time under his heat lamp in his bedroom. But now it's time to go on Spotty, who actually isn't as bad as I thought he was going to be. But the plan for tonight, let me first of all talk you through that. So we have got to start off, obviously, with washing Spotty. Then we have to plait Tokyo's mane, which is always a nightmare because he's so fidgety. Then I've got to put all the horses' tails in the tail bags. Then I've got to clean the tack. Then I've got to put the tack on the tack cubes ready to go. Then I've got to attach the cars up to the trailers because we're taking 2 cars and 2 trailers. What else is there? I think that should be it. King is black, so he doesn't need any grooming, which is really nice. He just needs a little flick over with a brush in the morning. But we have certainly got our work cut out, so I thought let's bring you along and let's get cracking because it is getting dark. I don't even have a watch on, but I'm guessing it's near 5 o'clock and I've got to go out in 2 hours. So we've got 2 hours to get it all done. I think we can do that. I'm really going to have to apologise to you guys about the absolute state of the yard at the moment because it's just a bit of a bomb site because I've got so many things going on at once. But I'm going to start off by just getting Spotty out of the stable to give him a bath. And I'm excited to bath Spotty because he is so chill and nice to bath. He just stands there and I think he quite enjoys it, especially now we've got a hot water shower. So I'm going to chuck his little head collar on him and then the lead rope is actually out there. Right, you ready, Og? Oh, could do with taking his rug off, that might help. Right, you ready? Come on then. Oh, is that your lead rope? I might grab that whilst I'm here. Good boy. Come on. Okay, so I'm going to tie him up over here and give him a little hay net because he is very happy to just stand with a hay net. Let me give you one of these. These are not actually his normal soaked nets, so they're nice and light to tie up, which saves my back. Right, let me spin him around so you don't have a face full of bum. Come on. Good boy, come on, Og. Goodness me, eh? Good lad, go back. Oh my goodness. He is like a lorry to move this horse. He's not a very bendy boy. So, on first assessment, he's actually not looking too bad, you know. I think I'm going to give his hooves a little scrub, but I don't actually think his legs need washing at all. Let me check the other side. I 100% I'm going to do his tail though. I've just chucked that in a plait so it doesn't get too knotty. But that can come out really white when I wash it well. So I'm going to get that nice and clean. To be honest, he's not mucky at all, which I'm really surprised by because he's usually the worst. This leg is a little bit yellow, so I might bring you around and do this leg with him. But otherwise, I think it's just going to be this leg, his tail, and his hooves that need a bit of a scrub. It's not a bad job at all. So to start off, I've got one of these super hard magic combs, and they are really good for getting all the hard, dried mud out of his legs. And he's got quite a bit of that because our field, I can't tell you how much it has rained, which has meant our fields are just absolutely full of mud and muck. And he is bringing all of that in after he comes in from his field time in the daytime. So I'm just going to get all of that muck out now. Oh yeah, I don't want your hand yet though, Og. He's so cute. Good boy. I know, no, that's not what I want, Og, but I know what you mean. Right. Okay, that's one little leg done. I'm going to use the back of that comb to scrape this gross mud off as well, off his actual hoof. But I'm not going to go too much onto his feet because he is just going to probably stand in his own poo tonight in his stable. So I'd have to redo all this tomorrow to do it properly tonight. Onto his last little leg. Don't know if you can even see this here. Oh, this one is really, really mucky. Typical, the one that you can't see is the muckiest. Alright, that'll do you, Spotty. So I am using my hippo shower, which is a hot water shower for horses. This is my Christmas present, and I was just saying to my boyfriend before, he got it for me, and it is the best present I've ever received in my entire life. I cannot tell you how much we use this thing. Like, it makes, I don't know, it makes being in the stables like a whole other level of niceness, because you don't have to worry about your hands freezing off in the winter whilst you try and wash muck off their legs. Okay. The only thing is, I think I need a bit of a longer hose because this one's a little bit short for what we need it for, but it'll do. Right, Spotty, do this little leg. God, that's quite warm. Gosh. That's the other thing, this shower, I can't tell you how quickly it heats up. It possibly takes 20 seconds to heat up. And then it's hot, like really hot. To the point where actually I'm not sure if this is maybe too hot. I might just turn it down a tiny bit. Turn it down 1 degree. Let's put it on to 37 degrees. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to put on some washing up gloves because I have got the worst eczema on my hands, and whenever I handle anything that's horsey, like horse shampoo or even like mane and tail detangling spray, my eczema gets so bad. So we are going to go in with this NAF muck off spray. This is literally a miracle product. I bang on about this in every single one of my videos. It looks like this in case you were wondering. And I put some of that on my glove. I don't even know if you can see me from all the way over there, but I'm just going to rub that in to the yellow patch on his bum. Good boy. This might be one of those everlasting poo stains though, you know, the ones that you literally just can't get off. I used to have a Palomino. I don't know what it is with me and picking difficult to wash horses, but I used to have a Palomino and he had a stain on his bum that I don't think in the 10 years that I owned him I ever got it off. Like, he was just constantly looking a bit grotty because I couldn't get this massive big yellow stain off him. It must just be where he sleeps every single night, and probably in his own way. But that, although it doesn't look any different now, is just going to be left to soak in whilst I crack on with the tail. I might start off by taking out this plait. I literally just put this, this is a bit stupid, I shouldn't have put these gloves on so soon, but I just put this plait in his tail to keep it nice and knot free whilst I was, put that over there, whilst I was riding, so that I don't have to brush it again now. I love the way his tail looks when it comes out of the plait. It always goes so wavy, so I think I might actually keep it plaited tonight so that it's nice and wavy for his competition tomorrow. That's actually not very wavy, but when it's wet and it's dried wet, it'll be nice and wavy. Okay. So again, with our little hot water shower, which I'm sure he will be very grateful for because it is freezing, despite me being dressed in practically no clothes. I think because I'm running around so much, I'm not feeling the cold so much, but it is literally like 2 degrees. Believe it or not, you probably see the steam starting to come off him with this hot water. So I'm literally just attaching it right onto his tail to try and get it as soaked as I physically can, because when I start running the shampoo through his tail, I want it to be able to latch onto every single strand of hair, even the really deep ones that are in the middle of his tail. This is fab. Oh, this is so nice. I can't tell you how much of a luxury it is to have hot water. Who would have thought? But to have hot water out here, oh, it's just an absolute game changer. I highly recommend one of these things if you haven't got one already, but they are expensive, so that is the only downside, as is everything in the horse world. Okie doke. Right, that is quite soaked through, I think. Top of his tail is not too bad, so I can leave that. It's just the bottom bits really that goes a little bit brown. Okay, then I'm using a purple shampoo. Mine is from Shire's, but I think any purple shampoo will do really. This is good because it's a massive tub and it's quite cheap. Okie doke. So, literally just slathered that all the way down his tail, right to the bottom. And then the hard work begins because this is a lot of rubbing to get that all soaked in. It makes it a lot easier though when it's been brushed beforehand. Ooh, that was my lid. Because it's not getting stuck on all the knots. The shampoo isn't getting stuck on the knots. I also bought a horse conditioner yesterday, so I'm really excited to try that out because their tails get so knotty, especially when they go in the mud. So I'm hoping that if I put some conditioner in, the mud might slip off their tails a little bit easier. this is usually also the part where he likes to do some farts, if you hear that. And if you see me running off, that's probably why. Right, so that is all really rubbed in to his ends. Let's see if I can get that a little bit more worked through his tail. Good boy. Okay, I think that might be okay. Right, I'm going to go and grab that hose pipe again. And I'm going to clean, remember I did this leg. I'm going to just get that hose pipe on this leg and then take all of that out of his tail. Just give my hands a little wash in the bucket. There we go. Okie doke. Right, don't spook her because this is nice and warm. It's so funny. I think he sometimes thinks, oh my god, it's going to be the cold water hose. But I don't ever do that. But he does get a little bit like, oh. You can see him tense up when I turn the hose on every single time. Bless him. The poor boy. Even though when we bought Spotty, he was sold to us, and the video that they use, I think in Ireland they just do things differently. They're a bit, I don't know. I don't even know what it is. They make amazing horses, the Irish, but they're not as, what's the word? Not as gentle? No, because I think they are gentle. They just, they get the horses used to anything, basically. So on Spotty's advert, it was a video of him being jet washed with a jet washer. You know, like how intense they are. Bless him. So I think he's still a little bit scared when someone comes near him with a hose. Because that's what he was used to over in Ireland. And that isn't me saying that the Irish are rough with the horses. They make the most amazing horses in my God, why am I losing my words? In my opinion, they make amazing horses. Right. So that tail is getting a little bit cleaner now. There is still some brown water coming out, so I'm just going to give that a really, really good rinse and get all that water really, really deep into the tail. But other than that, I think that's not too bad. And you never can tell. Oh, I think my plant's just fallen over. But you never can tell how clean the tail is going to be until it's completely dry. So I think that is usually as good as I go. Then I am going to go in with this horse conditioner, animal conditioner really, and it makes it moist. It moisturizes the tail, and it also makes it really easy to brush through. So let me see how much of this I should put on. Maybe like this. I feel like I use more than that in my own hair, and I've got only like a tiny head of hair. But we'll see how far this can stretch, because it's not a massive, massive bottle. And he is a horse. He doesn't probably need as much conditioner as I would. Okie doke. Oh, already I can even feel that through the gloves, like it's so soft. His tail feels unreal. I also can't remember if I washed this bit of his leg. Maybe I didn't. I'll just wash it again, just in case. But I think I didn't wash that. But maybe I'm going mad. I've washed so many tails this morning that I'm losing track a little bit. No, I think I did wash this actually. Oh, no, maybe I didn't. There's some bubbles coming out. Anyway, let's have a little rinse now. And really I should let his tail conditioner soak in a little bit more, but I've got so much of the stuff I need to do, so I'm just going to get this really clean really quickly, and then I can crack on to plaiting up Tokyo, because Spotty's face isn't too bad at all, and he's going to sleep in his poo anyway, so I think I'm just going to have to give his face a little sponge off tomorrow. But it's these really big jobs like the tail and the manes that you want to get done the night before, so that you can literally just roll out of bed and not have to worry too much about getting the horse completely clean. Right, perfect. That is that all done. But just for good measure, I always like to put some mane and tail detangler spray in as well, just in case that conditioner wasn't enough. But no, this stuff really, really helps with brushing the horse's tail, and it just means that there's so much less breakage, which means that their tails stay super thick. And Spotty has got the most amazing thick tail, which I am obviously planning on keeping nice and thick. Oh, I also need to trim his tail, remind me, because this is so long. It's literally dragging in the floor. Poor little abandoned boy. Looks like he's unloved. So when you're cutting a tail, you want to stretch it all the way down to the bottom, and then hold the bit that you want to get rid of. I might take that much off his tail. I think that's a fair amount. Maybe a little bit less actually, just because I'm scared. No, I'm going to do it. This is a lot of hair to take off, but he hasn't had a tail cut since the summer, so you can cut it a little bit jaggedy. I think a little bit fan-like still at the moment, so I'm going to take a bit more off the middle. These are also the worst scissors I think I own. They were like 99p from the range. Let's see how that looks straightness wise. See, that's not bad. It's a little bit wonky still. There's just the odd long scraggly hair, so let me get rid of them. I feel like I could just go forever doing this. Let me see. Oh yeah, that's smart. Let me see. Oh, I don't want this to be really wonky. It might take me quite a while to do this. I don't even know if you can see that from there. It's just looking a little bit steppy, just because of this bit here. It would help if these scissors actually cut through hair. That's perfect. Okay, that'll do him nicely. And then, of course, I have to do the helicopter method to get all of that water out of his hair. There we go. It does soak you a bit, that method, but it also does quite a good job. Right, he is looking a lot smarter on his little bum. So I think it's time for me to pop him away and I can get started on Tokyo's mane. And maybe here as well. The gutter and push it all into the drain. There we go. Okay, so I am going to chuck his head colour on because he's so fidgety. And the second I go near his mane, he is going to start spinning in his stable and all sorts. So this at least will keep him in one spot. This is a bit of a mucky head colour actually because I just washed him in it. Oh well, it might have to do. Right, Pokes. I'm sorry about this in advance, but also it's not even painful, so I don't know why you fidget so much. Right, so I'm just going to section his hair. So at least his forelock is out of the way of his mane, but even now you can see he's like, what are you doing? You don't have to worry so much, Pokey. I might actually get him a granola lick and just hang it from his hay net, so so he's got something else to think about. Chuck this new one on. He's obsessed with these, so I'm hoping this might keep him nice and still whilst I plait his hair. Right, let me just go and get the attachment. Hang on, Poke. Hang on. I've not got any more sweets for you, Poke, because you've got that now. Right, let's see how we get on with this, okay? So I'm going to take off the front half of his rug because it is covering a lot of his mane. So I'll get full access to the mane here. Good boy. Right, where have I put that brush? Let me start quietly trying to brush him. I know, this is your worst bit, but look, you've got that lick there, Poke. Good boy. He really hates this brushing bit, even though I do it so gently. His mane is completely detangled, so it's not even got knots in really. It just needs a bit of a straightening out. Good boy. I like to hold it by the base. I don't know if you can see this from this angle, but hold it from the base as I brush down, so that is less pulling on the roots. Good boy, it's actually quite chilled for him, and this heat lamp is doing bits for my hands. It's warmed me right up. Good lad. Good boy, Poke. Last little bit now. It's the bit round his ears which he's most sensitive with, which makes me think it is that he's just been twitched when he was over in Ireland when they use his ears. Good boy. I know, hang on. Good boy. See? It's not that scary, Although I do need to do your forelock. Should I just do it while we're here? I know. Good boy. His forelock is still so wet. I know. That's a bit sore, isn't it? Good boy. Boy. Right, that is all brushed, so now it's time to start the plaiting, which he really doesn't like. But he's got to get used to because we want to take you to some more competitions, you know. We do. Right. push this forwards a little bit. He thinks I'm getting a sweet out of my pocket. It's actually just baubles. It's not that interesting. See? Not sweets, not sweets. I always put the baubles on my little finger whilst I'm plaiting because I tend not to use my little finger to do the plaits. And then I've just got the one handy ready to go. So we're going to start at the top of his mane. Ooh, if he keeps his head there now, that will be unreal. Your head is so high up. Right, we've got his first section. Let me get that plaited literally so quickly. And also trying not to touch his ears, because the second I touch his ears, he just freaks. I say freaks, he's not like dramatic, he just doesn't want me to touch his head again. So what I'm doing here is just doing the plaits straight down, because tomorrow I'm going to put all the plaits up, but he can sleep with his mane in just some normal plaits. So I'm just going to do a nice long plait to the very bottom. Good boy, see? He's relaxed into this now, this is good. Okay, and when we get to the bottom, I'm just gonna secure it with a bobble. And I always tuck the end underneath the bobble. So it's like a little, it's not like a frizzy end, it's like this. Can you see a little bob? It looks lovely, Poke. So you want to try and make them so they're really equal sizes each bit. So I'm going to go for that section, which I know looks quite small up here, but when the hair starts to thin, you make the sections a little bit bigger just so you've got an extra bit of hair in there and that all the sections are equal. Got one section there, one section here. There we go. I feel like he always looks so smart when he's got his full plaits all up in the morning, you'll see. Because when I do my dressage vlog, I probably will, unfortunately, I'll probably do it on shorts. But you'll get a good overview of what the day was like. We've only started really competing dressage very recently. We went to probably our first dressage competition ever a year ago. And that was like ever. Like I've never done a dressage competition on a horse before. I've done them on Tokyo. And I used to absolutely like loathe it. Like I really would dread dressage practice and dressage lessons. I used to just love the jumping. But I think the more I have done it, the more necessary I've realised it is. Because he is going so much nicer now. And I feel like, I don't know, it just teaches you how to work with the horse way better than show jumping ever could. And it gets you really listening, it gets them really listening to you. And vice versa, it teaches you sort of like how to read what they're thinking and how to put them where you want them to be, and it's really good. And the dressage judges seem to absolutely love Tokyo. I don't know what it is about him, but I always get like on the score sheets, it's that embarrassing, I always get like gorgeous horse, talented horse, like amazing horse, and then it's like the rider could do with some help, which is really embarrassing, but I actually will take that on the chin because I admit I'm not a good dressage rider. It's not something I'm going to pretend to be. But the judges really seem to love Tokyo, so I think maybe one day we might actually get, well, the dream would be to go and do a nice higher level dressage test. I say higher level, anything is higher level than what we're doing at the moment, because we are currently doing intro tests, which for any of you that are watching that aren't massively horsey, intro test is literally just the most basic introduction to dressage. So it's like just walking and trotting. It's not going very fast and it's not doing many intricate moves, but you can work your way right up to, I don't even know what the top level is. I think it goes on and on. But yeah, the higher the level, obviously, the harder the test. But yeah, the judges really seem to like it. I don't know what it is. I think it's that he moves quite nicely. I don't know if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll see his movements are very big. He's got big, long giraffe legs. And he, like, when he trots nice and fast, he really flicks them around. So, I don't know, the judges seem to really love him, which is very good for me. Because I think he helps me out a lot. Bless him, little Pokio. But tomorrow I am competing, obviously, Tokyo and Spotty. And we're doing 2 intro tests on each horse. It's 4 tests total, which is a lot of riding for one day. Also, can you believe how chill this horse is now? I'm trying to not give him like a pat or change anything because I don't want him to snap out of this literal sleep that he's gone into. Right, I'm going to reach in my pocket and get some more bobbles, but he's definitely going to notice. These aren't for you, Poke. They aren't. Right, put them down there. I also forgot to do a little tuck on this bobble, so let's just do that now. I mean, part of me is tempted to just put these plaits up tonight and have him sleep in them, because I have got one of those hoods that make the horse literally look like Batman. So I could just chuck that on, but I think I might just leave them down, I don't know. Let me move this chair a little bit long and just check if you still have got a good view of how we're doing. You guys have also got the absolute pleasure of of seeing Tokyo in one of those Batman hair cover things that people put on their show horses. Not that Pokey is a show horse, but I do want his plaits to stay in tonight. So I ordered one off Amazon, and I literally nearly wet myself when I see other horses in them. I think they're the funniest things to exist. Right, so here are all his plaits done, and I've done the one in the front as well. They look kind of even, I think. They'll be nice and easy to put up tomorrow at least. But now I've got the job of putting that ridiculous Batman thing onto his head. So this is the thing that is going on his head. It is like a, I'm trying to make it really not spooky. Let me see how it even goes. So I'm assuming this is where his ears go. This is where his mouth goes. There's a zip. So maybe if I unzip that. Oh, this is going to be quite easy to put on, I think. See, nothing to spook at all, Pokes. Ooh. So this is going underneath his neck. This bit goes through here, I think. And I've got to put the Velcro through this little hole, like this. And then it's coming onto the other side, which is over here. I'm strapping on there, right. So this goes through his ears. On that side is one. On this side is the other one. And then he looks literally like Batman. Right, bear with me, folks, while I zip this up. Okay, this is quite fiddly under his mouth whilst he's eating, but there we go. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Ilocchio! I'm so sorry, my Locchio. I'm so sorry, but it will keep your plaits so nice. Right. You better not sleep in your poo after all this. Tuck his tail in a little plait, because you can see that is all nice and white, and I want it to stay that way. So I'm going to put it in this, which is, as my boyfriend described it, a horse do-rag, which is literally like, I mean, it is literally a do-rag. It's what you put a horse's tail in to keep it nice and clean and in place overnight. So I'm just going to put a nice big loose plait in that. I'm double bobbling it. So I think you just put the tail in the bottom and shimmy it all the way through. And I think I tie it just before that bone in his tail, so here, and hope it doesn't slip down. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to tie this through one of the braids. Ah, I feel clever. That's a good idea, if it works. And do a little bow. There we go. Okay, that's what it looks like in his little bag. And this is Tokyo all finished. Let me show you, because he looks absolutely hilarious. So here he is, the poor embarrassed boy, looking very clean with his little tail in a bag. Are you embarrassed? Do you want me to get you a sweet? I'll go and get him a little treat now, because he's been a good boy, bless him. So I've super quickly put Spotty's tail into the same bag, because I've just realised I'm so late for my meal, so I've got to run out, have a little birthday meal, which will be really nice, and then I'm going to head back and finish the rest. So Tom is very kindly attaching his trailer to his car and my trailer to my car. I am going to crack on with getting some hay nets filled. Okay, we are back. I've just got back from a meal in Liverpool, so that is maybe why I look like I've got a different outfit on and some makeup on now. It is literally 10:30 p.m. So I'm going to do the last little bits of packing. I have just got to pack all their tack now. So Imi's Lona has very kindly done King's bits here. So that is one complete saddle ready to go. Then I think I'm going to do Tokyo's last and do Spotty's onto this one. I know, can you remember? You've done a good job.
It's all white.
Oh, really?
It's all white, so I bought it. It's a nice one.
Mm. I've also got some horse feed and some horse treats that I can take and put in the car, but otherwise I think that's all packed. So that is my vlog completely finished. We are all ready and packed to go tomorrow. I've got the ride on rugs here that I'm also going to take. But other than that, I'm hoping that the boys fall asleep and don't sleep in too much poo. I actually think I'm going to go and skip them out right now so they don't lie down in their poo. But I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, please like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't even know what it is they say on this is how bad I am at being on YouTube. But thank you very much for watching up until here, and I will see you soon.